What it do, y'all? Well, I am Eva. This here is the Dodo. Welcome to my tribe.
We were sure, and I must have been blind just to think I'd find someone new, one who loved me better than you. World in me as a surprise. Lonely nights, eyes open my eyes, I try every love I could find. Still I can't get you out of my mind. 'Cause there's no one in the world to love, no one in the world's gonna move me, no one in the world can love me like you do, baby. Every time.
Let's talk about this picture. This is why if I ever have kids, I'll never let...
Hold on, yeah. It's too loud. I be adjusting my sound when I'm editing because it be loud as fuck. And I don't want everybody to be hearing me edit, going over and over and over and over watching something. Okay, here we go.
use the bathroom alone. A 7-year-old girl and her mom were headed to Target, and she was getting some clothes for school. Her mom also wanted to grab some snacks for movie night. So while her mom went to go grab popcorn and other snacks, she told her daughter to go pick out clothes for school. When her daughter finally finished and picked out the clothes, she went up to her mom and said something strange happened. A sad, pale lady had came up to her, telling her that she wished she could have her own daughter that looked just like her. The mom, who thought the daughter was just joking around, laughed it off and said, "Let's go." While heading to the register, the daughter shook her mom and said, "That's the lady who told me she wanted a daughter just like me," pointing at a mannequin. The mom laughed, thinking the daughter was still being silly. You know how kids have wild imaginations, always playing around. While at the register, the daughter had to go to the bathroom, so the mom told her to hurry up. It was only a couple hours down, by the way. While in the bathroom, the daughter texted the mom saying the pale lady's in here who wanted a daughter. The mom, trying to get in a rush back home to her other kids, said, "Hurry up, we have to go. Stop playing around." 10 minutes later, and the daughter never came out. The mother, who was waiting outside the bathroom at this time, rushes in the bathroom to see what the heck is going on. The daughter was nowhere to be found. She even checked the stalls to see if her daughter was hiding, standing on a toilet or something. On one of the stalls, she found her daughter's cell phone on the floor. By the way, if you made it this far in the video, comment down below your favorite fruit. Mine is mangoes. When she checked her phone, this was the last image found in it. Police still to this day have no explanation on what happened to that little girl.
She should have listened. Hold on. Y'all gotta listen to the kids. We gotta listen to our kids. Now, I'm gonna say this from my experience as a child. I had imaginary friends. Me and my sister shared them. Like, they were brothers. One was called Ruffy. The other one was called Fluffy or Tuffy. Fluffy. So I think Ruffy was my imaginary friend. Me and my sister are 2 years apart, and hers was Fluffy. So whenever we played school or whatever, sometimes they transformed into like stuffed animals, and we talked to them. But when I'm gonna say, like, in middle school, I was in middle school, and I ended up, for whatever reason, I had a dream. I had a really bad dream, and all I heard was like the eking of something. And I don't know why my head just went straight to demons, but I'm like, "Mom, I cannot go to sleep. There are demons in my ear. They won't stop." I was scared, but I wasn't scared because it wasn't like a scary dream. It was just that I know what I was listening to, and what I heard was demons. And I was crying like hysterically. And my mom was like, "What's wrong, baby? What's wrong?" So I told her what was wrong, right? She said, "Baby, we're gonna say it's the 23rd song, and you're gonna keep on saying it until you can fall asleep and you don't hear the demons no more." To this day, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my comforted over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And I'll never forget that. And like she said, just as much as she said it, it went away. It never came back. I remember vividly the dream. This happened when I was like 12, 13. I remember still. I remember the dream. I remember the sound. And I do believe demons was like after me. My mama always told me that too, though. She told me that demons was always after me because I'm a golden child. And the reason why we say that, and she said that, is because when I was a baby, I fell out the bed. I was trying to protect my sister. My sister was scared of the dark. Like, we all had our own rooms. Me and my sister had our own room. And she had, like, queen size furniture in there because she didn't treat us like babies. So me and my sister had, like, grown up furniture. And for whatever reason, my sister was scared because the lights was out. So I went to go in my room with her. And I think I might have been like 4 or 5. And I ended up falling off the bed. And I busted my lip. You see it? I busted my lip. My lip was dangling off. And it was a rusty nail. I could have died. Then after that happened, I was on a bus with one of my friends. And we were playing with scissors while the bus was going. The bus hit a bump. And I split open my thumb. And you can still see I still got the... I don't know if y'all can see it that good. But I still got the mark right here. My mom asked me about that the other day too. And then after that happened, I was attacked by a hive of wasps. Like, they attacked me. I went to one of my friend's house and asked if I can play in, I think, either a dollhouse or something they had outside. And it's attacked me. Like, I got into so many accidents like that as a child. I just didn't want to be outside no more. So I said all that to say this. Sometimes your child can have a colorful imagination, but then sometimes that's not a colorful imagination. That is the devil. So absolutely believe your children. This is what that means. Believe your children. I hope you guys like creepy pasta. I will be honest with you. Okay, before we get back into it. So I'm the type of person that has watched everything on Netflix, right? I've been seeing everything on Netflix. I done seen everything on Hulu. I done seen everything on HBO Plus. I done seen everything, right? Because I'm really a girly that stay home and I just watch TV. That was my thing. You know what I'm saying? So I never went nowhere because I was either married or I was single, but I didn't want to go outside. So, you know, so it got to a point even where I done seen everything on YouTube. So then I'm like, everything. So I even watched like I've even watched like international movies where I just have to read the subtitles. So when I started seeing everything, I seen everything. And then one day I clicked on Nexapro. And if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And that shit just blew my mind with so many conspiracies and so many sightings of, I don't know, you'll see, Nexapro is more about like technology and creepy stuff that happens with technology and stuff like that. Anomalies and stuff like that. But then I went down a rabbit hole and I started watching stuff about skinwalkers and stuff about this, that, and the third. And I was like, are they other people like me? And I've been dying to do this, but I never knew where I can get the videos from. And then I seen them maybe on Reddit, maybe on TikTok. So I just went on like a little dive. I got some stuff I've never seen before. So we're gonna watch those and hope it's not too creepy, because I do have a phobia of textures. Stuff that is irregular, stuff that is not supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. So I'm going to watch this with caution, and I advise you to do that too. So if you feel like you'll be squeamish in any way, or if you feel like don't try to tip none of this shit at home. I don't want nothing to happen here. This is just like a rabbit hole dive type of video today, and if it goes well, then I might put more. But I want to start offering different content because this is all the stuff that I fuck with. And I would not be genuinely me if I only posted one type of thing. That's not me. I love music. But I love researching. I love research. That's why I got a master's in psychology. I just love learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person that knows useless information. You can ask me. I'm like, people usually call me a walking encyclopedia because I know everything, right? It's because I like to nerd out and watch documentaries and stuff like that. So if you are like that too, I'll probably have a separate playlist. I'm gonna have to make another channel with all the videos that I'm gonna have to make another channel, definitely. But I'm just not getting y'all ass on this one. So hang in there with me. And all my creepy stuff gonna be on a whole nother channel. Rabbit hole shit, conspiracy theories and all that. But anyway, I'm talking too much.
What this woman did still leaves locals speechless 65 years later. In the small town of Goobersville, Indiana, in the year 1957, a chilling incident unfolded. Karen Noodleman, a 16-year-old girl with a haunting past, resided in an insane asylum. Known for causing the tragic loss of her family members, she was deemed dangerous after a lobotomy gone wrong when she was just 13.
I'll be honest with y'all. This is how we know that doctors really don't know it all. Them lobotomies and stuff like that. I think there's still parts of the world, even parts of America, that still do lobotomies. And I'm just like, how are you going to allow somebody to put something through your eye? Like, of course it's not going to go to right. That's not how you're supposed to do things. So you really actually think you putting holes in your brains is going to make you not crazy no more? How do y'all ever think that's possible? I think, to me, logically speaking, I think that is, but I think it was the theory of them having pressure on their brain, and that's why a person is crazy, and then to do the lobotomy to relieve the pressure. I think that's what the purpose of that was. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it was for.
One eerie night, during the routine morning roll count, Karen was nowhere to be found in her cell. Panic ensued as the asylum doctors discovered a hidden hole behind her Marilyn Monroe poster. The entire facility went on high alert, and the police were immediately notified. Concern for the safety of Karen's remaining family members grew, particularly her younger brother, who was living with their grandparents. Multiple attempts to reach out to her grandparents went unanswered, deepening the sense of unease among the asylum staff and law enforcement. With a sense of urgency, the authorities rushed to Karen's grandparents' home. They pounded on the front door, yelling, "Police!" Uncertain of what they would find inside, someone finally opened the door, but it wasn't who they expected.
Oh, shit. Oh, I wish we had.
And when it comes down to a good story, y'all know I do not miss. Have y'all seen the wife who had made her husband a page to expose him? I'm a hashtag it. But a wife made a page to expose her husband, y'all. It's his birthday weekend. He asked her, can she go out? She said, yeah, with a friend that's mutual to both of them, right? He told her he'll communicate with her and let her know everything that's going on, and he'll be home shortly. It get 5 a.m. He texted her and was like, you the best thing that ever happened to me. You been with me through thick and thin. I love you. Like, you my rock. At my lowest, you was there, and I just love you. So she texted him back like, oh, I'm just saying this, I'm just getting up. But like the Scar said, I love you too. I have seen the best of you. All of the sweet stuff. I don't know what possessed this lady to go to their mutual friend house and just walk in and catch them. But she walked in, y'all, she catched them in the bed. Knocked out sleep. You could tell they had a long night. What threw me for a loop, though, I'm nosy. I tell y'all all the time, I observe and I'm an overthinker. I look around because I'm looking at her record because she's so calm. She way calmer than I've been. I would have caught a charge, but I look around the room, y'all. It's football jerseys, it's letters. So I'm like, wait, hold on. Not only is he at the best friend house cheating on his wife, which is their mutual friend, they sleeping in the kids' room. Y'all, they in her kids' room. This is crazy. And she uploading all his stuff. I'm a hashtag the page so y'all can go see and we can watch this unravel together. Talk to me in the comments.
That's crazy. I don't know how they get in there, y'all.
Many are used to seeing Slenderman like this. I found a scarier version of it. Ready, especially for creepypasta lovers.
That's not real. They got us, yeah.
Kanye just dropped a short film on YouTube, and there's one song that's going crazy right now. He dropped a snippet to a track that's titled War, and he name drops Drake, Lil Baby.
Did y'all see that? How did I miss this? Okay, well, we gonna do it. We gonna watch it.
Snoop Dogg, and Moneybagg, yo. We gonna play it for y'all right now. Alright, let's pre this.
You a fake bitch. You don't really love Jay. Go listen to Drake, bitch. You don't have no idea what it take, bitch. Go listen to Lil Baby. Go listen to Future, bitch. Time pass, you don't think about your future, bitch. Reading big, you can find I ain't new with this. Fast forward, trying to find out what to do with this. Trying to pass judgment on me like I ain't shit. I'm too much of a run for a fake bitch. You don't really love Jay. Go listen to Drake, bitch. You don't I wanna build a bitch. Listen to Lil Baby, listen to Future, bitch. Trying to get away from a more fugitive. All the stunts, what's better, I don't love hoes. You don't love Jay, you love Moneybagg, yo. I done sent him where he sent him, what he bad for, what he mad for. You a fake bitch, don't listen to me. You don't go listen to Drake, bitch. Listen to Lil Baby, go listen to Future, bitch. But if I'm another for your future.
What the fuck is this? Oh my.
This is not Kanye.
Why everybody think he got a clone? Y'all think that's Jay?
If I ever disappear and come back, it's not me.
He did say that. Oh my goodness.
Shocking things you can't buy in North Korea. Condoms.
Damn. Ain't no funny.
The country has banned all kinds and sorts of birth control. Sanitary pads and tampons. Women use the old school reusable pads. Jeans.
You can't get no jeans.
The country view them as a symbol of consumerism and imperialism, which they see as a threat. Piercings.
I can see that.
The country view piercings as symbols of imperialism and toxins of capitalism.
I can see that.
Phones. All phones in North Korea have a lot of restrictions on what they can do with them.
That's crazy.
NASA captured heaven in an image.
Pay attention and listen, because NASA found heaven using the Hubble telescope. Look.
Hey, the Hubble telescope launched back in 1990. 4 years later, 1994, we get that image right there. Okay, shot back down to Earth from the Hubble telescope. Now, what did NASA do? Of course, they tried to hide it, but it didn't work. Now, by the way, that picture right there, my uncle gave me that picture. It was taken by a photographer at Ellington Airfield of the Hubble telescope. You guys know my uncle worked at NASA, and he told me that NASA, does in fact try to hide images and anomalies from the public. Okay, I just wanted to include that little tidbit of information in my video today. By the way, my microphone shorted out. I'm using a different microphone, guys. But check it out. I mean, look, you can see 1994. It was one day after Christmas. So was that intentional? Because they're calling it, the city of God. So to me, I mean, I don't know. Was that someone at NASA that, is basically trying to send us, the American people, the Earth, the world, for the world, really, when we're talking about the Hubble telescope, are they trying to send us a message? I mean, what are we looking at here, guys? Crazy.
See, for me to believe this is true, I would have to see one back then and one now. Because if they could do it then, why can't they just do it now? What if God done upgraded and heaven done got better? You mean tell me we only got this one granny ass picture, and they ain't updated at all? Nah, nigga. Technology way better now. Ain't no way you gonna tell me I ain't upgrade the picture.
I mean, it reminds me of like ancient ruins, like on Mars or the Moon, or or any planet for that matter. But check it out. And it has like these weird domes and towers, almost like a watchtower, and you can actually see different rooms. And I mean, to me, there's too many shapes and there's too much geography there. It doesn't look natural. Okay. And again, it's very beautiful to look at. When I saw it, I just kind of stared at it for a while. I was like, wow, that is absolutely beautiful. But, I mean, right there's the original image right there. I did add a little bit of a filter, but like I said, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the original NASA image untouched. And also, we're going to zoom in here in a minute and, get a good close look at it. Because, you guys know I do everything I can to show you every bit of detail. I mean, right there, guys. Here we go. We're going to zoom in a little bit. I mean, that to me, I don't know. That does not look natural. And why would something like that be literally floating in space, right? And right there, you see that little tower? And is that like a little moon? Maybe they have two moons behind them. It looks like a city. Like something you would see like on Google Maps. I mean, totally crazy. Like there's a little tunnel right there, some caves, and almost like a V-shaped roof back there. Some type of awning. I don't know, guys. I mean, you tell me. You tell me what you think in the comment section, because I'm completely blown away here. And when you
also, like, why haven't we visited this yet? Like, aren't people going on the moon and shit still? How come we ain't got no better? I want to see better picture, cause this grainy ass shit. Like you're not gonna convince me of shit with no grainy ass picture. No, this shit needs to be clear. Like, if it's grainy, I'm automatically gonna say that shit's bullshit. I ain't gonna hold you. Cameras is too good nowadays.
All the facts together, the fact that it was leaked, okay, NASA tried to classify the picture, right? They tried to hide the picture from the public, but it was too late. Reporters already had their hands on it. And by the way, it's kind of buried on the internet.
Pay attention to what he said, because his father used to work for NASA, and NASA would withhold images from the public. They didn't want anyone seeing these images. But this image right here is the one that got leaked in 1994. Now, the fact that this is a confirmed leak image from NASA and that the Hubble Space Telescope took this image, this holds some weight to it, and I'm finding it hard not to believe. But I'm gonna do some digging and see what I can find. All you gotta do is continue to pay attention, because things are getting weird.
I don't believe.
All right, watch this. You're not gonna believe this. I couldn't believe it. Here. Here we go. It's like 80 degrees yesterday, and now it's snow. But I'll still be able to show you. All right.
What are you about to see?
Turning. Car just pulls out in front of me randomly. No reason. Turning again.
You're in the fucking... What are you talking about?
Up here. See this sign? No left turn here.
Okay.
So you have to go right. And right across the street, there's a property for sale.
Okay.
But go here, there's a turn lane. So I have to switch over to here and go straight.
Why
Your wipers again. It's right up here. Alright. Now, just past this, see what's, this place sells lawnmowers and chainsaws and whatever. But, come down this road, I'm gonna go right up here on the right. See this yellow sign up here? Where there's cars pulling out?
Yes.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna turn right there. And
what the fuck are we looking at?
Sign on the corner. Let everybody know, but there's all these cars. And I'm gonna pull out here into the gravel. I pull off this way, that way I can back into the parking spot. That way I don't have to pull it. And this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna back in right here.
Piss me off.
And now I'm officially in the parking spot. So I'm gonna, whoa, that car.
Is this nigga on the spectrum? Like, this is regular, like, what's...
I thought it was me. So I'm gonna put my truck in park. Windshield wipers are still on. But, see this car going in front of me, right there? It's going out on the road. It's going back the direction that I came from. But, I'm gonna shut my truck off. And, now, let me grab my phone, and I'm going to end this video because I'm done.
Most unusual places in the world. Located in Quebec, Canada, this forest has a pretty creepy atmosphere. It might be because the ground looks like it's moving, making it seem like Mother Earth is taking a deep breath. This next one is actually terrifying. Located in Penang, Malaysia, this huge water tornado was getting extremely close to this apartment building. Fortunately, it stopped right in front of the building because it ran out of water. And how about this one? It used to be a hiking area before it got flooded, so everything you see here used to be above water. Imagine being a fish and seeing this appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Trippy, right? Trippy. I ain't gonna lie to you, this should be making me scared, bro. Thinking about like a nuclear bomb going off. This shit scared the piss out of me. Damn, look at that shit. The crazy part about it is it happens the same way. 10 different directions. Well, 10 different, I guess, vantage points. And it all looks the same every time. It has that big poof, like a little window peeking through with a little bit of orange. And then, yeah, it's just crazy. Crazy, crazy. And they all do it at the same time. They all jump at the same time.
Yeah, Latif. Go.
Outside. So I'll be inside. That's crazy.
first man to break the sound barrier. He jumped from 39 kilometers height.
Going home now is crazy.
From the edge of space. And reached a speed of 1,342 kilometers per hour. Felix Baumgartner.
Wait. I thought that, like, if you go through the Earth's atmosphere, you're gonna automatically burn up and die. So, are they, like, right up under there? Because it can't be above. It's crazy, right? I know there's technology to keep your ass from burning going through the atmosphere. I know they ain't got nothing.
Said that you could let it go, and I wouldn't catch you from somebody that you used to know.
I'll probably have to cut that part out. And add some different music.
Giant water tower falls.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Se te acaba el tiempo.
Here's the full video.
Oh shit. Did the water all come out? They just falling like that? Oh, they made that. Isn't that satisfying, y'all? Oh, yeah. Holy shit. It's smart for you not to build nothing right by it.
Crazy facts about history's most influential people. Nikola Tesla, inventor of the alternating current electricity supply system, obsessively walked around a building 3 times before entering it.
Was he really? Was he really, my nigga? I don't know about that one. But he definitely had OCD.
To save his failing marriage, Albert Einstein offered his first wife, Mileva Marek, a contract stipulating meal provision, laundry, and silence on request. Marie Curie, renowned physicist and chemist, kept radioactive isotopes in her pockets and desk, likely causing the aplastic anemia that led to her death. According to legend, the ancient Greek mathematician Pythagoras harbored a phobia of beans. Isaac Newton inserted a needle into his own eye to study the changes in light and color perception.
What the fuck? These niggas wasn't smart for real.
The untold truth about melanin. Melanin is more than just a skin pigment. Not only is it all throughout your skin, but it's in your hair, your eyes, and throughout your entire nervous system. Melanin has a value greater than gold at $450 per gram, while gold is only $60 per gram. Melanin is literally so powerful, they're attempting to use it in military-grade weapons. We understand melanin to be a super semiconductor of consciousness that connects you back to the source. We understand melanin scientifically to be biochemical sunlight, living light. Be sure to follow for a part 2. Reflected light from the Most High Chief Babaji. Peace to the gods. I love myself.
Yes. Yes, brother.
This is gonna be really hard for me to talk about, so bear with me. It's finna get dark in here. We are gonna talk about the dark history on why jails were created. In 1863, African American slaves were freed. They thought things were great, but they really just got backstabbed. Now, as you know, in 1861 and 1865, the American Civil War happened. During the Civil War, roughly 179,000 black men fought in the Civil War. They fought in the war because they thought America would look out for them, which ultimately made them worry, because now how do we keep these people in control? The government needed a way to create peace. to keep the white people happy, but also take care of the African American citizens that just got freed. Before the 1890s, where they started the Prison Act, jails and prisons tend to look like houses. Some like this. After the American Civil War, the number of U.S. penitentiaries in the South and West spiked. So, who y'all finna put in there? After this, a lot of African Americans were locked up. Their inmates population surpassed 30,000. By 1880s, African Americans became the major inmates. They were backstabbed. You're telling me that they helped fight the war and then they were falsely imprisoned to do more labor? Convicts who were originally slaves dug levees, laid railroad tracks, picked cotton and mined coals for private companies and planters. Mostly false imprisonment or doing more time than they deserved. Innocent man locked up for 37 years. 1944, George Steeny, 14-year-old, electrocuted and he was innocent. We're still living in this dark history, and Joe Biden played a part in it. Your president signed a crime bill, what was one of the key contributions to mass incarcerations in 1990s, especially hurting blacks and brown Americans. African Americans, they were never really freed. It just was switched. Black people were never given equality. Let's just clear that up. African Americans have been fighting for decades for equality from the government. Everybody be safe out there.
Definitely.
Did you know that this 19-year-old woman was so fed up that she red-rummed her attacker? Hey best friends, come on in and let me show you the interesting things that I have found doing my research. Today we're talking about the crime of Sheila. On the summer of 1850, Newsom purchased 14-year-old Sheila. When she arrived, he immediately started to sexually assault her. And for the next 5 years, she had to endure this, and she had 2 of his children. He even built a brick cabin across from his house so he could get access to her. Mind you, when he purchased her, she had no surrogate mother, a mother standby. She was the only woman and child on that plantation, so she had nobody to talk to and nobody to be there by her side while she was suffering. And this is the only picture I could find of her, unfortunately. She began a relationship with an enslaved man named George. In 1855, she became pregnant and had no idea who the father was. George came up to her and said that if she didn't quit that old man, that he was going to leave her, like she had a choice.
Right.
She decided to go up to 2 people, his eldest daughters, Virginia and Mary, and tried to ask them if they could talk to their father and tell him to leave her alone because she was having a difficult time with the pregnancy and she was really sick, but they didn't do anything. She decided to go straight to him and talk to him and tell him that she needs to be left alone at this time. And instead of respecting those wishes, he said that he would be at her house at 10 p.m. to assault her again. She told him that if he came to her cabin that she was going to hurt him, but he did not listen to this warning. That same night he came to her house and said that it was time. He backed her up into a corner and she grabbed a stick and hit him upside his head. He ended up falling on the floor and she hit him in his head a second time, cracking his skull. She spent an hour looking at the body and trying to figure out what she should do. So she decided to push his body into her fireplace. The next morning, she asked his 12-year-old grandson if he could clean out her fireplace, and she would give him a dozen walnuts. He agreed and scattered it all over the property, having no idea that it was his grandfather. The family started worrying because they hadn't seen Newsom in a while, so they talked to George, and George told them the last time he saw him was at Sheila's house. After snitching, he ran away without her. They demanded that she tell him where he was, and she denied that she had anything to do with it. They started saying that they were going to take away her children and take away George. She still denied, but then they said that they were going to torture her. She then told them the entire story of what happened. It was decided by a white jury that she had to be executed for what she had done. On the eve of her execution, she gave birth to her child and said that the devil possessed her and made her hit him upside the head that many times. But I believe that she just grew tired of the abuse that kept happening to her, and there was no one there to help her or protect her. Sadly, on December 21st, 1855, at just 19 years old, she was hung for 17 days. Follow, comment, or do what the interesting things that you know about the crime of Sheila.
My first time hearing about her. Thank you for teaching me, young queen.
We did not all come from Africa. We all came from melanated people who were Africans, Europeans, Australians, Asians. Science states that at one point there was Pangea, right? And all of the countries that were named by white people and given their titles by white people, but that's another story for a different video, were at one point one landmass, right? That doesn't mean that Africa was the only geographical space. It just means that all of the land masses were one landmass, but Africa was still there. Europe was still there. North America, South America were still there. Asia was still there. Australia was still there. Antarctica was still there. You see what I'm getting at? These land masses still existed. Recognize that this may be a hard concept for people to grasp because we have been brainwashed for so long and because our history is not told by the people that look like us, but melanated people were everywhere, on every continent. Meaning it is incorrect to say that everybody descended from Africa. That's not true.
I can dig it. Makes sense.
Did you know black people were actually enslaved until the 1960s? Because of genealogist Antoinette Harrell, we found stories of African Americans in Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Florida that were still enslaved. Stories like May Louise Walls Miller. May's father, Cain, lost his land by signing a contract he could not.
It's not even just that. If you ever read the book, The Same Kind of Different as Me, it's a story about a modern day slave that was living in near Reston, Shreveport, Louisiana. There are still people that live in rural communities today that are still slaves, that don't know anything about any type of revolution, and they're still living in those days. You don't have to believe me, but do your research. Do your research on modern day slavery, my nigga. It's still up. Just imagine, and I can speak to the fact of this myself. My father don't know how to read or write. Because he, ended school early so that he can help his mom with his brother and his sister. So, you use that in combination of a person that's never owned a television, that's never owned a radio, that's never owned a car, that's never even seen a street before. There was a movie that came out not too long ago. It was like a horror movie. I forgot what the name of it was. I think Keke Palmer was in it. But it's kind of like, it was supposed to be this parallel universe where these people never knew that there was any of that stuff existed and that slavery times are still now. That is based on a true story. I can guarantee you can go somewhere in America that is rural, that don't have indoor plumbing, that don't have electricity, they're still living in the olden days. It's not hard to believe that there are still people on plantations now. Can you imagine somebody having 60 or 80 acres of property, like Boosie ass, and just never modernized it. Granted, they probably have a separate house, and but I more than can guarantee you they're still living with slaves, unmodernized. Telling you, check out history, nigga.
This caused his family to be indebted to the landowner. May was born in 1943 in Gillsburg, Mississippi. She grew up with no TV and was forbidden to leave the land which she helped farm. Her family endured regular beatings, and she and her mother would be summoned to work in the main house, where they would be SA'd repeatedly, sometimes right beside each other. It had gotten so bad that her father Cain tried to escape and join the army. He was captured and brought back to the farm, where he was savagely beaten in front of his family. May, who was still a teen, decided to stand up to the landowner's wife and refused to work in the main house any longer. Her family begged her not to go because they were afraid of the punishment that would surely come to them. Her own father beat her until she was bloody in hopes of saving her life. May got up enough courage that same evening, covered in blood, and ran away from the farm. Hiding in the woods, crying and afraid, she was discovered by a white family who rescued her and the rest of the Wall family that same night in the 1960s. May's story and several others can be found in the documentary The Untold Story: Slavery in the 20th Century. May's story also inspired the 2022 film Alice, starring Keke Palmer.
Okay, that's what it was. It was Alice. I told you. There are so many accounts of this. Bro. But it takes for us to be able to read. Now, the man that the story was about, the modern day slave, the same different color as me, or same kind of different as me, he was rescued by a white man too. But he didn't know how to read or write. It's crazy, bro. There are modern day slaves. It's crazy.
Here's a Black history and capitalism fact I bet you didn't know. Did you know that the Louisiana Purchase only happened to stop a slave rebellion? The Louisiana slave market was the largest and most profitable slave market pre-Civil War in North America. Louisiana was one of France's wealthiest territories. Although profitable, it did not hold a candle to the sugarcane trade in Saint Dominique, now known as modern-day Haiti. In 1791, on the island of Haiti, thousands of freed Africans, as well as enslaved Africans, revolted. This put in jeopardy France's sugarcane market in Haiti. Napoleon was not going to allow the colony to be taken over by formerly enslaved Africans. That's why America was able to purchase Louisiana from France at a steal, able to double the size of the country. France used the money from the purchase to try and quell the slave rebellion in Haiti, but it didn't work. After the purchase, slavery ended up expanding into Louisiana territory, specifically Missouri, where 100,000 slaves were there within the next 20 years. I'd also like to note that after this purchase, millions of indigenous Americans were forced onto reservations, forever displaced because France, well, they had to make a buck. Follow and like for more.
It's crazy.
Swing low, swing low.
Okay, a house slave was a slave who worked and often lived in the house of the slave owner, performing domestic labor. House slaves had many duties, such as cooking, cleaning, being used as a sexual slave, serving meals, and caring for children. A house slave was a slave who worked, often lived in the house of the slave owner, performing domestic labor. House slaves have many it's the same shit. Okay. It's so pretty.
Sweet
Harriet Jacobs, I'm sorry, a house slave from Edenton, North Carolina, reports that on Sunday, her mistress would station herself in the kitchen and wait till it was dished and then spit in all of the kettles and pans to make sure that the slaves did not eat what was left over. In the grand scheme of things, do you think a man that's hungry give a fuck about your spit being in there? Or do you think they're gonna still eat it? These niggas is crazy.
Coming with.
However, Lewis Clark believed that somehow slaves were worse off than field slaves. There were 4 house slaves in this family, including myself. And though we had not in all respects so hard work as the field hands, yet in many things our condition was much worse. We were constantly exposed to the whims and passions of every member of the family, from the least to the greatest. Their anger was wreaked upon us. I can believe it. And I can imagine that they were very evil and
She's coming over inside and coming. I'm telling you, children, she's coming to carry me home.
That's crazy.
Here's a dark fact about Black history that I guarantee you didn't know about. And by the end of this video, you would understand how a Black woman took a point of adversity and turned it into something grandiose. First of all, Haitian history is Black history, so the more you understand about Haitian history, the more you would understand about the totality of Black history. So I'm sure by now, if you're Haitian, you're drinking some soup jumeau. And if you have some Haitian friends, you know some Haitian friends that are drinking some soup jumeau. Have you ever wondered why Haitians are doing this on the first of the year? And have they ever gave you the real reason as to why this is happening? Well, regardless of if they give you a good reason or not, we're going to dive into that part of history that a lot of people don't really know. And no, it's not a voodoo ritual. It is simply a point of adversity that was turned into something great. So let's not put this as a voodoo ritual, because that's not what it was. So around the 17th or 18th centuries, Haiti was colonized. And at that time, Haiti was known for the fertile ground. Matter of fact, that's why they call Haiti the pearl of the Caribbean, because whatever you plant out there, it'll grow. So the slaves, they were tasked to grow the vegetable from which the soup jumeau can be made out of. But here's the caveat. They could grow the vegetable. They could make the soup. They were not allowed to drink out of it. And the reason why they were not allowed to drink out of it, because the white masters didn't believe that their palate was refined and exquisite enough for them to partake into drinking that soup. Go figure. So in 1803, Haitian became the first free Black nation. So the Empress Mary Claire Heureuse Félicité Bonheur, she was like, you know what? They used to tell us we're going to drink this thing. This is what we're going to do. We're going to make it and we're going to drink it, because we're going to turn a point of adversity into something great. So this is how pivotal the idea of the minds of a Black woman turned a point of adversity into something great. So she took something that was utilized for oppression, that was forbidden, and she turned it into a symbol of union, revolution, and victory for the Haitian people. So that's the history of how Haiti started drinking soup jumeau. From that point forward, every first of the year, all the Haitians will celebrate their independence by drinking that soup. If you guys want to learn more about that story, if you guys want to read it more, go to Découvrir Haïti. And if you guys don't read French, simple, you can just, there's a translator on the website. You can just put it on the website, it will translate it for you. Know your history.
Saying that we all come from Africa, that's the biggest damn lie. Indian, indigo, black, native, we the real indigenous tribe. I'm the original man of America, due to the might of country E. So that means every single last race in this world come from me. So if I created you, how the fuck you on my land first? Like trying to claim my shit, man, up in history, my people was done the worst. You not no native, please just be honest, you really a $5 Indian. Pay $5 to take my land, you know you a fraud, you not one of them. The government changed our name just so we don't get no reparations. Colored, black, Negro, African American is what they changed our name to. We is the Cherokee, we is the Iroquois and the Apache, we is the Cheyenne, we the Calyphians, we the American Aboriginal Native man.
That's crazy. I've never thought about it like that. Because, like, it's one thing that I know that I read about before is the fact that they had how can I put this? The slaves worked hand in hand. Like, this is what I was taught. And it wasn't, like, back in the day. I kind of read something, like, a few years ago. And it said that that slaves were always helped out by Native Americans. And they helped out in the Underground Railroad and helped guide the slaves to freedom. But I never really thought, I mean, I can see it because a lot of natives were our color. You know what I mean? I can see it now. And the only reason why they don't want to classify us, or if we don't live on a reservation or know our tribe, we can't get the reparations. Makes sense, because then they don't have to pay us. They have to pay all of us, and we multiplying. Yes.
I'm in part 2. If y'all want me to go deeper, kind of people saying we African when we is the original people. That's why we do not know ourselves. We really think we started.
I've been hearing that a lot lately.
It's my grandma. And for those that believe that blue eyes came from so-called pale people, that is a falsehood. That's a fallacy. This is my grandma, so-called Blackfoot/Irish.
Blackfoot Indian.
And this is one of the biggest lies they ever told us, that we all from Africa, scared of black. We all are not from Africa. We were always here on this land. We didn't come from no Africa.
You're Indian? Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
What kind of Indian are you?
Like Tonto Indian?
Shittycock Indian.
Yeah, I had no idea about the history. I had no idea how inclusive this group is and what it means to be part of Standing Rock and be part of the United Sioux Nations.
Well, I have one that's my tribal tattoo. I'm from, the Pamunkey tribe.
Stand asked my grandma, yo, grandma, what's your background? She like, Redfoot and Blacktail Indian. What? Yeah, my mother and my father did. We are 100% Indians.
I've been in the business so long, and I'm the only Indian in the business today.
With a spot here, sit back and watch. Don't watch your watch, man. Give me some time, man. I am no blind, man. I am gonna swim till I come out on dry land. Now on the front pan. No, we did not land on Plymouth Rock and landed on our land. Now we just find land. No, we did not land on Plymouth Rock and landed on our land. Now we just find land.
Right. Oh, that's crazy, y'all. I didn't think about that.
Holiday dog.
Swahili country. Sounds fun, means meat. Wanted.
بحملها وبشها.
Det är att basanda in tamsedamba. Etangap etayi. Kigodaga ya gorop eha.
You went quiet because you looked at Shares does. Bring with me, go with. Horse, sinner.
Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Honey.
The craziest part about that, look at who doing it. I don't understand why people are still standing behind this religion. As much hurt and harm and pain that they didn't give to people, it's no way. It's no way. I definitely wouldn't.
On this day, December 29th of 1890, was the deadliest mass shooting in United States history, with the United States Army shooting and killing over 200 Lakota men, women, and children. Today and every day, join us in remembering and honoring the ones before us who fought, were killed, murdered, and tortured for us to be here today. Their strength and their resiliency still runs in our blood to this day. We're still here, still fighting, still thriving. Thank you, guys.
What I'm about to show you is pictures from the 18th.
That's true. I always thought about that. I feel like everybody from every different region look different, right? And there's a distinct look of somebody that's from Africa. I can almost tell the difference between somebody that's Black American and somebody that have come from Africa. And I don't see their similarities. Like, they have distinct different facial features. They have distinct even the way that they sound, even and I know that that don't really have too much to do with it, because once you're in an area by age, I want to say 14, whatever age you or whatever area that you live in, when you're age either 14 or 15, that is where your accent is going to come from. For the most part, sometimes you can move and be somewhere, and you just pick up on their I guess you can say the way that they sound. But for the most part, wherever you were when you were 14, 15 years old, that's where your accent is going to be like heaviest. And so I know they really don't have too much to do with it, but if we just look at our hair, our facial features, and things of that nature, which also could be watered down too, because if you think about it, a lot of people from America have a whole bunch of different things in them. But I'm just saying, like, I think that it wouldn't be so less prominent. I'm pretty sure there were purist from people that haven't really, like that blood haven't really been mixed with too many other different ethnicities. You should be able to find somebody, especially in those days, in some of those pictures. These pictures don't look like people, the same type of people that you would see in Africa. They look more native. So if you're looking at that aspect of it, and I think that it may also, like, a lot of people are doing those DNA tests now. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing that I'm never going to fucking do in my life. I ain't never, ever gonna donate my DNA to the feds to try to figure out what I am. No, nigga. I don't need to know. It ain't that serious to me. What if, I tell people this, and if you know me for a while, you didn't heard me say this shit before. How do you know when I'm like 60, I ain't gonna wanna go rob a bank or do some crazy shit? Now that I done gave them my DNA. I tell people the only way that I will do a DNA test to see about my origins is if I know for shit sure I ain't never living in this motherfucker again. That's the only way I do it. Like right before I leave, I go get my DNA tested. I do, by the way, plan on moving to the UK my later years, either UK or Central America. I ain't decided yet. I think my coin go a little bit further in Central America though. I know I'm just not ready for the mosquitoes. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'm still waiting. Show me.
It's true. Oh, that's so true. He got a point there.
I keep trying to tell y'all that there's more to the story than they tell us. And TikTok, this video is fake.
Do not mess with them. The Gullah Geechee. They'll actually put a stone or block in her mouth to keep her from talking. There's actually books written where they were so frightened of them, the women especially, because they practiced this communal protectionism, that if a sound that came out of her mouth, it meant your death. And so when we say, it was not a game, it is just a knowing of how the universe works better than some people to a certain extent.
And do you want to know what's kind of funny to me? Y'all know that tongue clicking? That was an actual language, a very, very high vibrational one. It is a language in South Africa that is going extinct. Why? Because they were killed by colonizers for speaking that language. And she also states that they would get beaten up by white men if they were caught speaking their own language. I really want y'all to recognize how powerful speaking is. Like I say, if you ever just hug somebody and they talk, you can hear their voice in their chest. If you touch the back of somebody who's talking, you can feel the vibration going through their body. Your body is listening to you. Do you know how powerful we had to be for them to be able to want to be on the verge of killing us, putting rocks inside of our mouths so we couldn't speak? Y'all gotta recognize that creating vibration within your mouth is very powerful. The English language that we speak doesn't even create any type of vibration to enhance the rate of our communication. This is the lowest form of speaking. Just a little hint though. Y'all stay dangerous. More information on my YouTube.
I like it.
Proof that we all have been finessed by the government.
So how did the government trick and finesse us to live how we're living now? What you mean by that? For example, right? I believe in God. I believe God gave us all this land. But how did the government make us pay for land that they don't own?
Right. That's fucking
yeah,
true.
What? Yeah, what? So let's say you bought a house and you paid it off. You still have to pay the government taxes just to live in your own home.
That's true.
You right. And get this part. You don't even own your own car, bro. Wait. That's where you're wrong at, because I technically do own my car. I just paid it all off. No, you don't. So you pay every month to use your car. We call that insurance. You pay taxes every year to use your car. We call that tabs. Tabs is how they keep tabs on us. Exactly. So if you don't pay for the tabs every year, then they won't allow you to use your car. Dang, man, I feel like I'm being bamboozled, bro. Oh, no. It gets worse. Let me hear more, man. Now, when we go to work, right? Before we get paid, who get paid?
Taxes.
The government. So get this. The government takes money out of our check before we even get our check. Then we gotta pay to keep our belongings and use our belongings every month. Wait, so let me get this right. If I buy a house and pay it off, I gotta pay the government to keep it, or they would take it from me and sell it to someone else. If I buy a car, I have to pay the government to use it. And every time I get a job, the government will pay their sales before they pay me. Oh, it get worse? No, I can't even get no worse than that, bro. Oh no, get this. Now, you're supposed to pay the government to do all the natural things that you're supposed to do. What you mean by that? Like, for example, if you want to hunt, right? Something you naturally supposed to do, you got to go through the government and pay for that. And then on top of that, fruits and vegetables are supposed to be all through the world for free, right?
Yeah.
But we allow the government to take all our fruits and vegetables to put them in grocery stores so we can pay for them. This is crazy to think about, bro. You want to get married? Go through the government. Want your kids to be educated? Go through the government. You want... I don't even want to hear no more, bro. This is just blowing my mind. Okay, one more question.
That's true, bro. This should be true. Oh my goodness.
So, are we just gonna ignore that the CIA has done experiments on our minds? Like, really, how powerful are we? There was testings of our minds on thousands of Americans. Astral projection, telekinesis, telepathy. Our minds can create split personalities. There was a report of a German woman who had never left Germany, who had split personalities, and she starts speaking fluent French out of nowhere. Could this woman have possibly connected to her past lives, where she was a French woman? In astral projection, you can travel through time. Do we fully understand what we're dreaming? Is it us traveling to different dimensions, different worlds while we're asleep? Do we really understand what we're capable of? Certain people can harness advanced brain power. Unexplained videos of people lifting rocks out of the ground. Movies of people having superpowers. Even in TV shows. People who have claimed to get money, whatever they want, through a mind trick called manifestation. Can this prove that we are multi-dimensional beings? Loud pitch ringing in our ears that are unexplainable. Is schizophrenia people's minds being disturbed by negative entities? Why does our brain cells look like the universe? We have to stop thinking that everything is physical. Some people feel that we actually don't have a soul. But according to CIA documents, there are so many things that our soul can do. So what do we really know about brain power? Just my thoughts though, so y'all stay dangerous.
Okay, I'm fucking with the...
Okay, so I'm going to tell y'all a story that I've told on this app before, but I'm going to tell it again because I got my father's got more money. So in 2011, I really do believe that I was abducted by aliens. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you what makes me think that. So it was a Saturday, and I remember because on Saturdays, my grandma always made fried fish. To this day, she still makes fried fish on Saturday. She was making it. When she first started to make it, I was in the room and I was watching King of the Hill, and I remember King of the Hill always came on at 7:30. So then I went to sleep. As soon as King of the Hill came on, I got like really sleepy all of a sudden, and I laid down and I went to sleep. When I woke up, King of the Hill was still on. But everybody in that house was asleep. This was strange because at my grandma's house, no matter what time of day it is, somebody is always awake. But when I woke up, I was starving, as if I haven't eaten in like 24 hours. I was starving. All the lights were turned off, and I go into the kitchen, and the fish that my grandma was frying when I went to sleep was in the oven. I opened the oven and I just started eating the cold fish. I mean, I was eating it like I had never eaten before. And I look up and the clock says 7:43. What makes this story extremely strange is, one, how did I fall asleep so fast and the food get cold in less than 15 minutes? The same show was on. The only difference was there was like a 15-minute time difference based on the clock. and everybody in the house had fallen asleep within the span of 15 minutes. It was an extremely out-of-body experience because I could not explain it. To this day, I still cannot explain this. Now, everybody could have actually, say hypothetically, everybody did go to sleep within 15 minutes. How the hell did that food get that cold? As if it had been there all night. And again, what makes it so strange is the time. 7:30 at night? 7:30. I want somebody to explain that. Since you got your degrees and you know every fucking thing, explain it to me.
Negro, please. Didn't somebody tell you this was an all-white party?
So I have a story time about this. When I was in high school, I had a teacher that was a basketball coach and a football coach. And his daughter was dating a football player and that was going to go.
Dead ass, y'all. I want locks now. I want locks. I want mine to be just like that. I probably should. My hair is long enough now. I think my hair is long enough. I had to comb it out, y'all. That's why it's all nappy right now, because I brushed it out. I had to get the naps out, but I didn't feel like washing it. It's gonna take too long for me to wash this shit. It sounds just like, nah. I want these locks. I want these motherfucking locks, yeah. If you're watching this and you're in the LA area and you do locks, I'm gonna need you to push up on me. Yes, we got to do some business because I want my hair locked now, y'all. Y'all got me. I know it's gonna take forever for it to lock though because my hair's so soft. But it's so pretty. Oh my fucking god, and her hair is pretty as hell.
Well, we all knew he was going D1. And the way he would talk about him was so slave mastery. He would be like oh yeah, their kids are gonna be big. Their kids are gonna be great athletes. Like just goofy stuff. And one day I became friends with one of the basketball players, and he told me, he said, yeah, when we date black girls, they encourage us not to. They say they're bad for our image and we should date white girls. And when we are dating black girls at the time, they basically like harass us on the team. Makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Because these white girls would come out of nowhere. I'd be like, I ain't even know the draft picks. I didn't even know the draft picks yet. And they already walking down the aisle with these white women. Hilarious. Really scary, actually terrifying. Only proving that black women are superior, because why is it even that serious? Look at
right.
The sun is loving me today. Anyways,
yeah, it's
crazy, right?
She's beautiful. She is so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Conspiracy theory my ass, okay? Beyonce has a motherfucking clone, and I got proof. It's on camera. Now, before y'all even see this next clip, I just kind of want to explain to y'all what's going on. So, if you've seen the Grammys, Fantasia did a Tina Turner tribute in there. She did a performance for Tina Turner tribute. And during this performance, a little segment of the performance, she ends up saying how she needs a lady from the audience who doesn't mind moving their hips, right? So she goes and you'll see her dance with one lady, and then she goes and she's going up to Beyonce and she's trying to dance with Beyonce. Now they pan the camera off of Beyonce while she's supposed to be dancing with Fantasia, and then all of a sudden they bring the camera back. Now watch very closely Beyonce after they bring the camera back. Just watch her mannerisms.
I need to find a pretty lady that doesn't mind moving her hips. What about you? Dad, I need a pretty lady. You. One more. You. Now I need every lady in this building.
Now you can't pay me $1 million to believe that that's a real person, and the real Beyonce at that. First of all, a lot of pictures are going viral saying how Beyonce doesn't look the same. She doesn't look herself. It's looking like she's aging. You know, some people were blaming it on the aging. Some people were saying that she was bleaching her skin because Beyonce at the Grammys was very much so lighter than we remember Beyonce originally being. So if you just watch the Super Bowl, you would also see the difference in the two Beyoncés that we have been seeing. And I don't think that a commercial that she did where in a scene in the commercial there was like a robotic her with her face, and then there was her right next to her looking like a double of her, a clone, a stunt double, all these different things. Yeah, I don't think that was a coincidence at all. You can't tell me in that video that, for one, that that Beyonce was clapping on beat. That is Beyonce. Why did she have a hat on that was so low you could barely see her face to begin with, and she was seeming to move in a robotic type of vibe? How she was looking down and clapping all off fucking beat. And everybody else that's around in the industry and in Hollywood, they already know what's up. They already know what's up with the cloning. They already know what's up with the, you know what I'm saying, the secrets that you have when you're in these higher societies and amongst these higher stature beings with all this fucking money. They already know what it is to be in that industry. So, of course, they're not going to make a big deal like, oh my God, that's a clone, that's a clone. No, hell no, they're not going to do that because Jay-Z's in the motherfucking building. And yeah, that nigga gon' what? You gonna be dead, or your mama gonna be dead by tomorrow fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? The type of witchery and trickery they be on, you know, and it's not necessarily evil, it's just that they are in tune with powers that we don't know of, and they do use our ignorance against us in a lot of ways. And this new technology that they've been inventing with all these celebrities having clones, and it's real life shit, y'all. The AI, all that stuff is real. It's really real.
Well, my guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. I'm doing a cameo today with another creator that asked me to do it. I've done it before for him, although he took down the videos about 2-3 years ago. I told him I would go ahead and give him another chance. So I don't know if I'm gonna have it up here or if I'm gonna be recording, but if you might get that, you may just have to tune into his channel. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to say I appreciate you guys for taking us a little different journey with me. We ain't never did no shit like this before. Definitely. We ain't never did no shit like this before. I might, because we're not supposed to be recording until 7. I might just keep on recording until 7. Type shit. I don't know, y'all. We'll see. But like I said, I appreciate you guys for being here with me. And should I do another one of these? Put it in the comments. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you for making it to the end of this here video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy viewing my content, my nigga. And as always, y'all be easy and stay dangerous, my nigga.
Guys, you know you better watch out. Some girls are only about that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing.
Ding dong, oh nothing. This beat don't owe me nothing.
Back it up, bigger than back it up. No, back it up, bigger than back it up.